It's kind of interesting you talk about like the vulnerability. Like when I play the game, I almost don't want to play it because I see people. They're kind of miserable, like, which for good reason. There's a lot to be miserable about today, especially I'm assuming your demographic it seems young. I can't tell. You probably can't tell either, right? You don't really have any demographic info.
Anecdotally, I've heard of people playing it of many ages,
right?
But I think it skews college age.
Yeah, so by my scale, that's young. But I just kind of feel like some of the messages, the vulnerability people have, I'm like, they should be talking to a licensed professional therapist, not me. I don't even want to respond to anything because they're in some fragile emotional state that even though I might like to, I feel like I want to send an encouraging note to somebody, I'm just kind of like, I stop myself because I don't even know if it's the right thing to say.
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the experience I had in your game. I was like,
yeah, you're not alone. That's definitely a reaction a lot of people have to it. That's yeah, it's a hard game that way. Penny Arcade actually drew a comic strip about how how hard Kind Words was for those reasons.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting though. I don't know. I mean, it's almost like you're crowdsourcing therapy to a certain degree, Yeah,
it's weird, and I have a lot of concern that I'm doing more good than harm in that area.
Yeah, because I mean, what do you? I mean, you don't have a degree, and you're a licensed therapist.
No, I've talked to a number of them about this and had them play it, and every time I run into one and I'm able to either have them play the game or something, I always try and get their perspective on, to make sure that I'm at least not making things worse. I mean, there's a lot of talk about self-harm, about suicide, talk about abuse and various things in there, which and there's not a lot of, especially video game spaces, where you can talk about these things. There are video games that will address these things in their content.
Yeah.
There's not many that allow the user to bring their own experiences with these things into them, much less share them with other players. And so and for good reasons, that's tricky and terrifying. But it also stubbornly makes me want to keep that, because when I see my players intentionally misspell or use a euphemism for suicide,
right? Yeah.
I feel really bad for them, because they've assumed I want to chase them out of there. When I do not have any such filter on that, I have filtering around some of those topics to make sure I see them and that they're treated sensitively. I don't have filters to remove any of that content.
Yeah, well, I think people are just used to that censorship on other social media.
It breaks my heart.
It's just ridiculous.
When people can't, when they're like, I'm worried I'm going to
and they have to use some weird baby talk to go get around it.
Yeah, I mean, because these are things they shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed of having to talk about. I understand why it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that keeps me wanting to keep the servers going.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things like you see on YouTube, people making a video about a serious subject, but they have to use these goofy euphemisms for serious words, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. It's like you're getting around the filter, but you're still making an entire video about this subject, so what is this filtering really accomplishing? Yeah, it's interesting. It's just kind of like, this game kind of links to your serious games background, because this kind of is a serious game. It's just, it's not really an enterprise project dealing with teaching people how to, like, I don't know, work in a warehouse, but it is, almost a healthcare app, mental health care app.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of definitions of serious games. The one I like a shorthand is a game whose primary purpose is not entertainment.
Okay.
And I mean, that's definitely, you can argue whether that's a great definition all day, whatever. There's holes and everything, but I like that one, and I guess Kind Words might fit that. Like, its primary purpose was to make people feel better, either by receiving or by giving care to each other. And that's what I liked about it. That's what made me feel good, spending time on it at a time in the world when, I don't know, people are being such dicks to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think I read, and we already talked about it earlier in this interview, you kind of built it as a response to, the meanness in the world, for the current, wave of fascism in the United States. It's growing worldwide. It's only gotten worse. For moderating this platform, do you feel like you might have like your finger on the pulse of the zeitgeist, at least of a certain amount of people? Because you see all these messages, people's inner monologues. Like, have you seen a trend since the game came out? Do you think, what direction socially do you think the world is going based off what you see?
Well, so like, the game came out, the first one came out just before COVID. And then, it was a fairly big hit during COVID, because the game, aesthetically, it's somebody locked in a room by themselves, feeling stressed, messing other people. Like, it was a bit on the nose, and it connected with a lot of people. So, and then it's been going for many years after that in the sequel. And I would get all these interviewers asking me like, how did COVID change what's going on in the game? And so I did some stuff where I would like I don't do a whole lot of analytics, A, because I'm lazy, and B, because it doesn't fit the spirit of it. I'm not trying to track you. I don't want to know who you are. I just want you to be okay and have a good time in the game. But I did some like word cloud type business with like what are people talking about before COVID and during COVID. And anecdotally, I haven't gone through the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same now. It's family, it's relationships, it's health, it's money, and it's jobs. It's rarely very specific. Sometimes a particular war, yeah, it's Palestine, it's Ukraine, but those are all often talked about in abstract thoughts of like, but when people really get concrete about talking about their lives and worrying about stuff, it's these universal same concerns. I think COVID exacerbated how those things were for people, but they're still talking about the same stuff. And that is, all right. So I think if I've learned anything, it's just that those universal core topics of stress and things you care about, those basic needs for to be loved, to love, to be okay, to have your loved ones be okay. Those are what everybody wants, and all of the crap that's happening in the world flavors those, puts pressure on those, is what makes those things go wrong. And that's what then people's reaction is like, the reaction to that, like, oh God, they're not talking about, oh, the stupid tariffs are making it hard to pay everything. They're just like, I don't have money for groceries this month. And that's how they talk about it. That's how they approach it in kind words. It's really more about how everything has made them feel and how they're dealing with what they really care about, and not these not really higher level monologues or discussions about the causes of economic stress in the world. It's really about very personally what's happening to you.
It's almost